Let me be the first to tell you, our lives are not glamorous. No, I'm like being serious. It's like really not glamorous at all. Guys, hey, it's Stella. Welcome back to my channel. Or welcome if you are brand new. I am a New York-based flight attendant. I've been a flight attendant for a little bit over 4 years. Yeah, so I'm pretty much an expert. All right, I asked you guys on Instagram, I asked you on my Instagram stories what your assumptions were about flight attendants, and you guys seriously gave me the funniest. You guys had the funniest assumptions. Oh my gosh, you're always tired. Let's just start it off with that one. I would say we're not always tired, we're jet lagged. We go from one time zone to another time zone to a different continent. We're just always flying around. So yes, I feel like we are jet lagged, not tired, jet lagged. They hate other airline flight attendants. Not true at all. Oh my gosh, like when I see the Emirates girls walking, hi MJ, I'm like, flight attendant envy. They're so pretty, they're so on point. And I'm like, okay, let me go put some makeup on. The main thing they do is pour drinks and pass out pretzels. What the heck? People gotta have their pretzels. We date pilots. I feel like everybody assumes flight attendants and pilots date, but no, I think that we, you know, you date who you like, and sometimes it's a pilot and sometimes it's not. I think flight attendants and pilots understand each other. They understand the profession and how it works. So it would maybe be easy to date a pilot, but it'd also be really easy to just date another flight attendant. So yeah, I mean, it does happen. I'm gonna tell you though, I don't see it that often. I don't see flight attendants and pilots dating that often. Most seem to like their job. Yes, yes, yes. If you wanna be a flight attendant, let me know. That you have to look like a Barbie to get the job. Do I look like a Barbie? You have a lot of coffee. Well, me personally, yes, I drink a ton of coffee because it's the only way I can stay awake on like a red eye or an all-night flight. Like, so an all-night flight might start at like 9 p.m. and then you like get to your final destination in the early morning. And if I'm used to going to bed at 9:30 every night, so to stay up all night, I'm like, I'm here, what do you need? You need a Diet Coke? You need some pretzels? I'm awake. It's hard, so yes, we drink a lot of coffee on those type of flights. They're always happy. Our job is fun. I swear, being a flight attendant is so much fun, so I feel like it's easy to be happy. I don't know, I'm so excited that I found being a flight attendant because it's seriously my favorite job I've ever had. And yeah, so I personally am always happy. They have a guy in every city. Oh my God, I love that. I would say I have met flight attendants that maybe live in New York, but are dating somebody in like Arizona or dating somebody in Texas, because it's easy to live in one state and date somebody in another state because you can just fly over. But having one in every state, I don't know. That would be really difficult to keep track of. And I feel like on TV, I see that a lot. You'll see the flight attendant like land somewhere and then immediately go to that person's, to somebody's house who they're dating or seeing. But I don't know. I don't know if it's like that in real life. It's not for me. So I don't know. You know how to land a plane. I personally don't know how to land a plane, but some flight attendants are actually also studying to be pilots. So some might know. But the good thing is there's always, you know, at least 2 pilots in the flight deck, and so if something happens to one of them, a flight attendant can go in and assist. You get paid a bit more than minimum wage. I will tell you, you don't make a lot of money in the beginning. Every year, your salary increases, so every year you make a little bit more. So much free time. So maybe they think we have a lot of free time. Well, we do, because So we'll fly to a destination and then we're stuck there. We're at that destination. So I live in New York and say we fly to Texas. Well, now I'm stuck in Texas and we get hotels. And so I have a lot of free time to be like, well, maybe I should go explore Texas. So we do kind of have free time, but it's like forced free time. That you guys talk about passengers. Okay, we communicate about passengers, not talk about them. As a flight crew, you have to know what's going on with all the passengers pretty much like at all times. We communicate with the crew to let them know, hey, the lady at 5B has an infant, she's gonna need some help during the flight. Just, look out for her. Or there is a passenger who boarded that seemed like in a really, really bad mood, maybe just be extra nice to that person. Or somebody came on and they said they're afraid of flying, they're at 17C, so let's check on them mid-flight. So we communicate about passengers to make sure that we know what is going on with our passengers for that flight. They work the entire flight. Yes and no. So if it's just a domestic flight and we're flying from JFK to LAX, it's about 5 or so hours, yes, we are working the whole time. Even if we're sitting on our jump seat, we're still technically working. Now, if it's a flight from like JFK to Rio, where it's like a 11-hour flight, we do get breaks. There are like secret crew bunks. They're not really secret. And we will get to go into the crew bunks, take a break, decompress, maybe catch some Z's, and then go back on the floor. And then other flight attendants get to take breaks. So there always are flight attendants working the flight, but we do get to trade off and get some breaks. They hate it when you ask for snacks. No. Why would we hate it? They have too much fun and call it a job. I love that. I really do think it's such a fun job. So yes, I'm always having fun. I love meeting my crew. I love meeting passengers. The pilots are a lot of fun a lot of the time too. So yeah, we have too much fun. You don't get scared flying. Ooh, that's a good one. So I think as a flight attendant, we've just gone through so many different types of turbulence. We've had good takeoffs, bad takeoffs, good landings, bad landings. We've just flown so much that we're just like used to it. So I know sometimes when there's really, really bad turbulence, I'll get a little scared. But then I'm like, I trust our planes, I trust our pilots, and I know like we've taken every safety precaution that we can, so I don't get scared really that much. Just a little bit sometimes. You are all awesome. Thank you. They don't have a choice in where they fly within the US or international. So if you're super senior, like you've been flying for 10, 20 years, you do have more of a choice on what your schedule looks like. But if you're super junior like me, I'm only 4 years in, I can choose my schedule, but I won't get the best. I won't get those international trips. I have to trade into international trips. Or if I'm on reserve on call that month, then I can possibly get an international trip assigned to me. But I always try to trade my trips with other flight attendants, and maybe they want to fly where I'm going and I want to fly where they're going. So there's a lot of flexibility and trading that you can do as a flight attendant. They chose their job because they love to travel. I would say that's a really, really good assumption. So many new hire flight attendants, and even when I was a new hire flight attendant, I know like the number one reason I wanted to be a flight attendant is because I wanted to travel the world. So I would say that's a really, really good assumption. That turbulence never bothers you. So we've just been through all kinds of turbulence that it could bother us, but we just know we have to immediately get into our jump seats, fasten our seatbelts, and ride it out. Flight attendants often have affairs. I would say that is an assumption I've heard, that, pilots and flight attendants, but I really just think it boils down to what type of person you are. If you're the type of person that's gonna have an affair, it doesn't matter if you're a flight attendant or if you work in an office setting or, whatever you do, it's gonna happen. If that's not the type of person you are, then it's not gonna happen. You are the most glam people ever. Like I said, maybe flight attendants are glamorous, but not our life. stressed out about Diet Coke. You guys. Okay, let me break it down to you, the thing about Diet Coke. So I don't know what it is about Diet Coke, but when you are in the air and you're pouring a Diet Coke into your cup, it fizzes so much. Like if you just pour a Sprite or a regular Coke, the fizz so fast. But Diet Coke, you pour it and you're just like waiting there for several minutes. Like if somebody orders a Diet Coke, that's the first drink I make, and then I start making everybody else's drink. And everybody else's drink will be done, handed to them, they're already sipping and enjoying it, and I'm still waiting for the fizz on the Diet Coke to go down. When you're on the cart in the aisle and somebody says Diet Coke, which is, it's like one of the most popular drinks, you're like, oh, this is gonna take a minute. That you have to be at least 5'7" to be a flight attendant. I don't believe that is true. I've seen flight attendants that are like 4'11" or 5 feet. I'm 5'4", so yeah, I've really seen all different sizes. I've even seen guys that are 6'3" that are flight attendants. So, you know, we come in all different shapes and sizes. You guys hate newbies, like new hire flight attendants? No, are you kidding? New hire flight attendants are the best. They're the most enthusiastic. They might not know everything, they might not be super seasoned, but they're super enthusiastic and I love it. When I get a new hire, I'm like, hey, yes, let's have fun. Let's do something on the layover and not be slam clickers. They feel like celebrities when walking through the airport. I would say that when we walk through the airport, we get a lot of people that stare at us. Yeah, especially if we're like walking with our crew and you know, we're going down and we've got our uniforms on and we're looking good. I feel like we get a lot of stares, and especially from kids. Kids are always looking at me and I like smile back at them. I think being a flight attendant is so mysterious to a lot of people, so I do kind of feel like a celebrity sometimes when I'm walking through the airport. That we're party animals. I just think that when we get to a cool destination like Dominican Republic or Cancun or, you know, Rio, and I would say that you get so excited when you land. You're like, wow, we're in Dominican or we're in Rio, let's go out. So I don't know if we're party animals, but we just want to experience whatever, you know, country or new city that we're at, because it's fun. So maybe we're party animals. I mean, I'm a party animal. Oh man, you guys had some awesome assumptions. Some were like dead on and some were like not at all dead on. If you guys have any more questions or more assumptions, leave them down below and I will try to answer as many more as I can. Always be nice to your flight attendant. Bye guys.